Okay. Alright, Cameron, let's go and sit that way. Dex. Let's go and sit that way just for me, okay? Let's go over this review, okay? Set this right here for now, Dex.
Do you know when there's a prep for Fred left? I don't know if I can check. Yeah, we'll sit down and get
so this last time we went over changing scales on the axis. And just as a quick review, I want you to just walk me through these steps, okay? As we're going to actually find our first point, which would be 40 and -10. And on our axis, the x will be 20 and the y will be 6. Alright. And actually, Rachel, can you just take one of these whiteboards and just pass one along? Grab one, pass one along. One.
If you haven't grabbed a calculator, make sure you have one.
Thank you. So, on this first one, as you get in your whiteboards, lead me through our steps on this. What do we need to do in order to find our point on this axis? Okay, Cameron, just pay attention. So our first step, we need to write it down, right? And our second step. Where's our second step, Dex? Do you remember? To emphasize we're on the app, we're looking for our points. Remember, Dex? Alright. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to look at what our changing scales are. And each line we see here, it doesn't represent 1. Like for the x, it represents 20, right? So if this first one represents 20, what's the next one? 40, 60, so forth. And what about this one?
6, 12, 18.
And so forth, right? Okay. So, and the next thing we're going to look at is our point. And Cassidy, which one on our point is our x and our y? Which one's the x in here?
40.
40, and which one's the y? The -10, exactly. So we're going to first plot our x, because it's the first one, right? So where's our 40 going to go on this Chandler? And actually, you can write this on your whiteboards as well. But as soon as you have where 40 goes, oh, I'm sorry, Chandler, where would the 40 go on that? We start off with a 0, right? Which way are we going to go on the 40? We're going to go to the right. Is that what you said? You said it's positive, right? So how many are we going to go over? You got 20 right here. So 2, exactly. So we got our first point right there. Alright, now on this next step, go and write on your whiteboard, because we're going to be marking our end location after we get the -10. So we're going to go over 40, and write on your whiteboard where our ending location will be after we mark the -10. That's correct. Good job. That's correct. Rachel? Right there, where the point is on this graph, 40, -10. Remember that these are changing scales, they're not just 1, 2, 3. So remember you look at the scale, okay? Cassidy, what did you get? What did you get for your end location? You don't need a calculator for this. You can do this. Because you just look down here.
Did you look it up?
40 -10. That's correct right there.
Yeah, hold on.
So you're going over 40, right? And is it positive or negative?
It's positive.
So which way? Are we going to go right or left? To the right, exactly. And since it's 20 here, what's our next? 40, exactly. So it's 40.
I need you guys to close the markers because my markers are like running out and I have to buy a whole set and it costs me a lot of money. So please don't play with the markers.
Mr. Cameron, please don't play with the markers when you close them, please. Okay, unless you want to pay for your own markers.
I'm not ruining the markers.
Alright. So Cassie, you're saying we're over 40, so we got the first half done, right? And where are we going to go? We're going to go up or down on the negative 10?
Down.
Down. We're going to go down, exactly. Okay? And each of these are representing 6, so we got to remember, we're not going to go quite over to the next one, are we? So it's going to be kind of a little bit past the middle. So we got 40, so we would be going about right there for our point, right?
Probably sorry to interrupt. Probably the first thing you probably should do that I teach them is not to like sit there and go, oh, where should go, where should go. The first thing you guys need to do is label the graph. Label the graph, because then you don't have to think, like poor Cassie here is trying to figure out, well, where's 40? Because I don't see 40
That's
up there.
correct.
So label the graph first. So go through and label the graph first, both ways, at least 3 notches, like 20, 40, 60, negative 20, negative 40, negative 60, and then label it both ways so that you kind of get a feel. Now, if you still don't see that number there, then you have to decide, is it in between those numbers or is it beyond that number? So maybe you have to label it more. It would be easier for you guys. Some people like to eyeball it. I'd rather you guys be exact. Math is an exact thing. You want to be exact, so don't eyeball it. Put the information down. Don't waste your time thinking.
Where's the tissues at?
It'll come around. You guys don't need it yet because nobody
Yeah, you don't need to try yet, but
I'll come around.
we'll get it. But thank you, Miss Bird. That's a good point, and I should have put that, because that
you
does
maybe need to label negative 20, negative 40,
Correct.
negative 60
on
also.
this side as well. So that is a great point, because sometimes it can be hard to kind of tell where my points are going if I don't have it labeled out, right, Dex? So just make sure you label it out just like as Miss Berber was saying. So, all right. And all of you actually on this last worksheet that we did last time did very well. So, but today we're going to be going over, addition, subtraction, expressions that start off being written in verbal expressions. So we're going to be moving it from a verbal expression into an algebraic equation, okay? And just very quickly, this is just a few steps. And you probably recognize some of these equations. Just pass one. What is that? Randy. Miss Berger, do you have the... She'll grab that. Just pass that along. These are some of these notes that you'll recognize. But there's 3 basic steps that I wrote down to help us as we solve these type of equations. And as you see on the first step, it says, look at the verbal expression. And we're going to need to look at it first, or we're not going to be able to know how to solve it, correct? And what is our, Cameron, what is the second step in the steps right there?
Find and underline keywords and indicate whether it's addition or subtraction.
Exactly. And I really like that one, because as we look at the words, it's important that we go ahead and mark out what are the key words. So on the addition part, Cassidy, what are some of the key words in addition on the notes that we'll watch for as we solve the equation? Exactly. Good job. And then, Natalie, what are some of the key words for subtraction on the notes? Or decrease by, right? For subtraction? Exactly, good job. And then for our third step, where's our third step on that, Chandler, to help us as we go through these terms? Exactly. So we write the algebraic expression. And so our first one that we're going to do, and you could write this on your whiteboard as we go through this to help you, okay? Our first verbal expression that we're going to convert over to an algebraic expression will be, and go ahead and write this on your whiteboards, and then together we'll go ahead and we'll solve it. 49 decreased by a number.